Hi, welcome to Talking Text. We're going to continue in 1 Peter and from chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Though you have not seen him, you love him. And though you do not now see him, you believe in him and rejoice with joy that is inexpressible and filled with glory, obtaining the outcome of your faith, the salvation of your souls." Peter, writing to these elect exiles, encourages them to rejoice. He says, even though for a little while you may have been grieved by various trials, perhaps you've been grieved by various circumstances or trials that you've been through, I want to encourage you to, as an elect exile, to rejoice at these trials, which, as Peter describes, are just for a little while. He says, your faith is so precious, more precious even than gold, even than all the riches, all the pleasure and wealth of this world. Even if you had that, your faith is more precious than anything this world could offer. And so he wants to remind them that this is the kind of faith that is more beautiful and more worthwhile than anything on earth. And so he says, don't worry about the trials, actually rejoice in them. He says, may it be found that the result is praise and glory and honor to Jesus. That's his desire, that they would bring glory to Jesus. I want to encourage you in the midst of trials to seek to bring praise and glory and honor to Jesus. It says, though you do not see him, you love him. I think the only way that anyone can really rejoice in trials is to be in love with Jesus, to know Jesus. Otherwise, I think you've got to fake it. Only knowing Jesus is what brings the true joy, the inexpressible joy which Peter speaks about. He says, though you don't see him, you love him. And though you don't see him now, you believe in him. Your trust is in him. Your trust is in the imperishable inheritance that he is storing up for you. And when you think about that, the trials become way, way smaller. They become a little, as he describes them, they're just here for a little while. And it says, you are obtaining the outcome of your faith, the result of your faith, that you are being drawn into salvation, that you are going to be with Jesus forever. So he says, this causes you to rejoice with a joy that is inexpressible and filled with glory. I want to encourage you to stay in love with Jesus, to believe and trust in him, and let that fill your heart so that you might enjoy him and not be overwhelmed by trials, but as you focus on him, may you be filled with a joy inexpressible. Bless you.